Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And I have a question for you all today. Realistically speaking, can XRP reach $3 or even $5 in the next month? Yes or no? Put it in the comment section down below. And guys, please, I don't expect you to know for certain. It is just your guess. Like, can it realistically speaking happen, or is that completely out of proportion? If you have an opinion on that, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's dive right into the news. First of all, Tom Emmer, whom we've discussed about 1,000 times before, said, "Today, I reintroduced the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act with Rep. Darren Soto." Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act provides a safe harbor for blockchain innovators who do not control consumer funds, clarifying the regulatory process. It says here, blockchain entities that aren't money transmitters should not have to register as such. They do not have customers, do not transmit money, and therefore shouldn't have to acquire 53 licenses just to operate in the United States. It's time for common sense regulation. I'm proud to reintroduce the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act. We must ensure fair and straightforward compliance for all blockchain innovators. And so this is definitely a big deal. We can actually read it a little bit more in depth though. The problem: blockchain tech is rapidly evolving, leaving regulators struggling to keep up and determine how those who develop this technology should be treated under the law. Many blockchain developers are currently classified as money transmitters, which requires specific licensing and tax treatments in each state. However, many developers aren't traditional money transmitters at all. In fact, some don't ever handle consumer funds. This faulty one-size-fits-all regulatory environment leaves startups struggling to grow, stifling innovation, reducing competition, and increasing costs to consumers. You can read my explainer on the blockchain tech right here if you want to, but the solution: the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act. It affirms that blockchain developers who do not take control of consumers' funds do not need to register as money transmitters. Now, one thing that we found difficult is, even in that specific definition, you're going to have to kind of make a way off here about who controls somebody else's consumer funds, right? Because theoretically speaking, if you are a DeFi protocol operator, you are controlling somebody's funds. Even though it's a smart contract, if you are hosting, or you developed it basically, it's indirect, but you are kind of. And the same thing for being a miner, you control people's money. So from that perspective, it's kind of difficult, but all right. Examples of these types of developers include miners that validate network integrity and multi-signature providers that proved enhance asset security to users. Now, they give it as examples, yet it's pretty difficult to really get that from the definition itself as well. As blockchain tech continues to advance, it'll become even more important to establish a clear and consistent regulatory structure that is accurately tailored to each unique part of the industry. Blockchain has impressive potential in industries beyond finance, like healthcare and agriculture. Creating a coherent and innovative regulatory structure will only help to these technologies grow and flourish instead of slowing their development. You can read the bill right there. But the background is in 2019, FinCEN established guidance that many of these blockchain providers are not classified as a money transmitter. Bitcoin was developed a decade prior to this guidance, and developers faced uncertainty around whether they needed to abide by this regulation. This uncertainty in the law continues to discourage innovation, and the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act would confirm this guidance and cement in law that these providers do not need to be regulated in this manner. That was a lot to read. But another thing which it actually refers to is the newer bill, which could pull through the infrastructure bill, where there's also a hint of miners being classified as brokers. But this act can actually kind of set that right in some interesting way. Now, here you can also see on Politico.com, massive wake-up call. Crypto faces growing legal crackdown. As well, to be honest with you, it is in 2021 that all of a sudden the rules are starting to be made. We've called for this for so many years, yet it's a 50-50 the way I'm liking it right now. I knew it was going to come one day, but I didn't expect myself to be hurt this much in the process, in like headaches basically, because regulation really is I don't know what to replace that one with. Regulation is just really a... No, let's not say it. Never mind. I'm not gonna... No. We don't curse here, right? We don't do that. Regulation really is not nice because, well, it's just really confusing. It really hurts people's money. It really hurts your freedom. It hurts a lot of different points. I think we can all kind of agree on that one. Then again, the beautiful part is that it allows for more money to be entered into the space, and it gets rid of a lot of scams and unwanted, unwanted technology that hurts people. So from that perspective, it's good. For example, if there was a really, really in-depth, elaborate way for the IRS to track crypto all the way through the bitter end, scammers would have a really, really way harder time. And they wouldn't just use crypto as a payment option as often, which I personally, for example, never got. Like, if you're going to scam somebody and they deposit it to your address, they can always see that. So how in the world can you ever cash it out? You're just going to always keep it in crypto then and just pay for things with crypto. But whenever you pay, people will see that. And eventually you're going to have to make a transaction possibly where they can find you again. And sometimes I kind of think about it like that. Like, if those addresses are being marked, you're kind of over, right? I mean, the money is just doomed, kind of. I don't know. But it is a really big wake-up call to all these regulators as well. We saw a little bit of a discussion earlier. Let me actually see if I can find that on my profile again. We saw a discussion earlier about whether or not the CFTC or the SEC has jurisdiction. We saw it in the infrastructure bill that the Senate is trying to do something. We see it in every left, right, because they're all trying to, basically play a part in all of it. Let me quickly see if I can find what I was looking for in this little list of things. Here we go. So, to Jeremy Hogan, Brian Quintens of the CFTC said, a futures contract on a security is in both the SEC's and CFTC's jurisdiction. A futures contract on a pure commodity is only in the CFTC's jurisdiction. There is currently a futures contract on Ethereum. It is only under the CFTC's purview, which makes Ethereum a non-security commodity. Why? Well, think about it like this. Futures. There's not a rule necessarily, because if it's a security future, the SEC has the security part, the CFTC has the future part, so it's kind of a mix together. Now, if it is, however, a commodity future, well, the CFTC stands for that, so they have full control. Now, Ethereum has a future contract, yet because it's only on the CFTC's purview, it is basically right now decided that Ethereum is a non-security commodity because, well, it's under the CFTC only, not the SEC. So, interesting to me. Still not exactly sure what to make of that, but interesting. Guys, by the way, if you're watching this far into the video, make sure you press that like button and check out Bybit. There's still a couple of hours where you can get the $1,600 bonus. After that is going to be done and over. Make sure you check it out. A link is down below. Let's move on. All right, let's move on. Bitcoin may break out soon according to Address Activity Indicator. BS, I don't really buy that story, guys. I really don't, so I'm sorry for you. We called this one already. Spain. Securities Commission warns Huobi, Bybit, and others. Yeah, one thing I should also keep telling you guys is that every country out there is going to keep shouting about crypto exchanges that are not fully regulated. And that is like every exchange that does not, have necessary KYC. So if you're in any of those platforms, know that you're most likely safe for a good while. But there's going to be more and more questions asked. And eventually, it's not going to be as simple anymore to do. Then I had a cool article, but it was deleted. Crypto exchanges see a 10 times increase in phishing attacks, as a new report. Just wanted to make sure you guys understood. Be careful with it is still there. It was just gone for a little while, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they were editing it or something. Be careful with phishing attempts. Just be careful with any email that you get, and try to never open a link and never open a PDF and never press anything in an email if you can. All right, just never do it. You guys are always telling me like, oh yeah, but I have email for work. I do this and that. Make sure you make an email that has no way that people could see it as a crypto hodler email. Because, for example, I have one email where I bought a ledger with. So that ledger email was breached. That email has nothing to do with my crypto except for the ledger, because that's where I bought it with. So if they ever send me an email like, oh, your Coinbase account again, I know I don't have a Coinbase account with that email, right? So it doesn't hurt me. But a lot of other people are like, oh no, my Coinbase account got hacked. Let me press it real quick. That's how they get you guys. That's how they get you. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I accidentally stopped the recording right there. I pressed on the top something and it just stopped my recording, so that's pretty damn dumb of me, but just be careful. Then Michael Burry of The Big Short makes a $31 million bet against crypto-friendly ARK Invest. Wall Street shark Michael Burry has taken aim at Cathie Wood's ARK Invest by betting against the firm's flagship ETF. Personally, I really don't care what this person is doing. I'm going to say I care what he is not doing, basically. So what I mean with that is I literally would rather not hear what he has to say than hear it. So I guess I do care of just not hearing it. Because who gives a crap? This person is bearish, bullish. I don't really care. You know how often these people are wrong about things? It's not like a person who was a legendary investor once is always going to be right. No, of course not. It's also not a person who can really determine the future, because if they could, they wouldn't be here. You wouldn't see articles about them, you know. I mean, if they really could. So, moral of the story, whatever you see in these articles or people betting against other people, sometimes these guys are, putting up a long shot. And for example, Michael Burry is known for being a person who doubts and goes short, for example, or basically bets against. And the thing is, that's a breakout type of trader or better. The thing is with that is you have a really low chance of succeeding, but when you succeed big. And so this guy can, for example, bet that, let's say 100 times a year. He can bet a really big bet of, let's say, a couple $1 million. The problem is he'll most likely not be right on most of them. Yet the one time he is right, he can continue on in his legacy of saying, "Oh, I'm such a legendary investor," because people will use those times he was right, and they kind of portray him as a beast. Bullish signal that result. We'll talk about these two a little bit later because I'm already overdue. I have to get these videos together. Then again, it's going to take me a long time to compile these two things, but I mean it's not going to be a big. I'll make sure it works. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today.